And a very, very good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Social Club here on the Black and White United YouTube channel. I'm joined here by my esteemed co-host here from the Hopper Bros Barbecue, Nathan. How are we today?
Good, guys. How you going? How are you, mate?
Oh yeah, living the dream. Already, we can see that we've got a few people on, which is really, really good. We've got a little bit to get through. As I said to you off air, there's no real agenda or so much for this show in particular, but we will obviously keep that conversation pretty free flowing. There is lots to get through. Obviously, we're going to talk about Collingwood's intra-club match, or not intra-club match, sorry. We had one of those a couple of weeks ago, but our match against GWS, obviously leading into the game this Sunday in Ballarat against North Melbourne, which I would assume we would have a pretty healthy full side, the best available side going into. And also tonight on the show, we are going to reveal the winner for the 3 tickets for that game, which I got people to talk about on Instagram and stuff like that, share, like, all that type of jazz. Haven't picked the winner. Literally going to get the phone, do this, and bang, pick one, and then hope to God that they answer and respond. If not, I'll just do it tomorrow before I go to bed. Bang, do the next one. So hopefully that person is either watching tonight or thing. Nathan, take it away. Tell me what you thought about the game against GWS.
Not a lot. Yeah, not a lot of it was match sim, wasn't it? So I think you said it on your last YouTube show, glorified training session. It was good. Good to get some players have some run in their legs. As far as I'm aware, no one got injured. I think they said Cochrane might have copped a knock right at the end, but nothing serious. So poor kid probably just got winded. But it was good to see. No injuries. Unfortunately, I was actually going to go, but I think when I saw the temp, 34 degrees, it was a bit too hot for the two little ones. So we pulled the pin very quick on that. And then I saw a few other sort of reviews. There was no shade around. It was hot there. But from what I saw, I think a few people said like Ed Allen played well. It might have just been his execution probably wasn't on point. But yeah, I saw a few players' stats, but I said you don't want to get too much into it. Like they're going a majority going 50%, or they're going 60%. So you can't. Yeah, I don't want to get. Yeah, I don't look too much into it and think, well, that played didn't perform, or he did really well. So I think hopefully they may be going about 70 or 80% against North on Sunday, but wait and see. Just the main thing is no injuries.
Yeah, I said that in my last video too, like no injuries was probably the best thing that came out of it. And I was trying to look at it. And as Collingwood supporters, whether you're a YouTuber, you're just a supporter, or, you're in the media or whatever, as a Collingwood supporter, the best part about it was just that we got the legs running, we got the gases going in this game, blow out the cobwebs, and I'm all for that. I think there was just times throughout the game, the first 3 quarters or the first 2 quarters and half of the third, I thought that we were really good competing, even though GWS were pretty much in front the whole day. I mean, with the team that we had in, I thought we were quite good, but then sort of I felt as if we got a little bit exposed in the ruck towards the back end of the game.
I saw Kieran Briggs kick 4.
Yeah, Briggs kicked 4. Riccardi did well. Their other ruckman kicked 2. So there's half their goals, just from the rucks there. I know DC didn't play or whatever, but you just think to yourself, like, and we're going to get our first guest on now, who's already behind the stage, and I'm going to ask him this specific question because he was at the game. And Nathan, you don't know that he's popping on, but he's going to come on now. So if you can give me a thumbs up behind the scenes, just so I know that you're ready to go. Everything. Boom. Here we go. All right. Let me just get this going.
Fellas.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Sweet.
Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good, mate.
Oh,
mate. How are we doing?
Good. Tell me finally, we can all link up. I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's feels like Monday for some reason, but it's a Tuesday night. I was just watching Survivor, getting prepped for this. Getting the juices flowing.
I love that.
But loved listening to what you were just saying about the about the game. It was it was bloody hot. That's for you could cook a bloody steak on the footpath. That's how bloody hot it was.
Just quickly before we get into the actual specific game, the week before I coached the Greek teams in the Nations Footy Cup tournaments, and one of the teams was quite successful on the day, which was fantastic. And obviously we played on that oval, that Tony Sheen oval, I think it is, in Bundoora, that the Pies played on. The oval itself is fantastic. The facilities are amazing and stuff like that. How was the parking? Like, was it mayhem driving into there? Like, what was the situation like? Because that's the one thing I was thinking to myself in the week before. Like, how are you going to get these fans in? I know it's a match sim, but, we could get, 5,000 people to a training session, let alone an actual game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
was it chaos?
Yeah, it was cooked. Like, I got there at 10 o'clock. I got dropped off, so I didn't have to worry about parking. But I got there at 10 o'clock, and it was nice and easy. But then from about 10:30 onwards, it was just cooked. Like, I was talking to people that park like a 20-minute walk away because, they just couldn't get in. Plenty Road was just chockers as well. So getting in and getting out was just nuts. But what was funny was when in that last quarter where they sort of split it up because it was too hot or whatever it was, or tag, whatever it may have been, people thought that first siren was it. So everyone started leaving.
And they're leaving. Yeah.
And then it was easy for the people that stayed on just to chill around. There was so many people, like kids, just like parents pulling their kids from school, which was pretty funny. Everyone calling in sick to get a long weekend. But there was I don't know, there was at least 1,000, 1,500 people there. It was just insane.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely there'd be at least 1,000 people there.
Yeah.
Oh, I think so. I think even by the end of it, there would have been close to 1,000 people there. I mean, I was driving. Drive responsibly, one thing, but I was driving around for work and I had my work phone with KO on the bottom here, and I plugged it into the car, so I was listening to Top Mitchell do the commentary and stuff like that throughout the game. But I was able to watch the full replay, which, there was times during the replay I got a little bit frustrated just from a little few decisions that, we could have made and stuff. And obviously, it's match sim, so we're not going to get too carried away. And I was just saying before you jumped on, I'm really glad, and Nathan said it as well, that we didn't get any major injuries. We got through the game okay. There were some good signs with the youngsters there, but there's a comment here that Mello's put in the chat, and I'll just highlight it for a second. And it said, really like the look of Angry Anderson and Roan Steele, to name a few. Nathan, just quickly, what were your thoughts on Anderson?
I saw that big crunch tackle he did on Briggs. I don't know if it was the first quarter or the first half, but that was insane. Like, Briggs is a big boy, and for Anderson to take, Anderson would be 20, 21, so he's got some size on him.
Yeah.
But just the way he took him down.
Huge.
And then I think Briggs got up a little bit gingerly, but he played on. He unfortunately kicked 4, but it's so I don't know if he'll play opening round. It'd be pretty cool if he does, but surely he's coming to play pretty early.
Well, I think we've taken the time to do, like, in our heads, or whether you've posted it. I can't remember if you've done this or not, Luke, but like a predicted, and I did mine obviously pre-Christmas, but it was a predicted opening round side. And I look at it now after the training, and obviously take into consideration, Howe's injury, Darcy, like, they're all touch and go for that. So you got to take the injury side of things into consideration. But I'm pretty confident I didn't have Buller in at the start. I think I did make a mistake there. I think Buller will play opening round, but it's just like, a 2 months time, look at the difference already in the training for what you predicted before Christmas till now. How did you feel with your predicted opening round side till this point now? Do you think it's going to be quite the same, or do you think it's going to be a bit different?
I think I saved it. Let me see. But I only did mine. Yeah, I saw you did yours pretty early. I literally only did mine maybe last week. So I couldn't get Anderson in because I had him as an emergency. But because I based that around Moore and Howe not playing. But it looked like from training today, it looks like Moore is pretty much ready to go from what he was doing, which was good, doing a lot of match sim and stuff like that before they sort of took him off. But I had I couldn't even get Parker or Ed Allen in. I had Steen, so I was playing 2 rucks in opening round. But I have West, Buller, Membry as my big forwards because that when I was doing my opening round team, McStay was still injured, so I didn't include him in.
I was going to say no McStay there. Yep.
Yeah. But you would probably put him in over West in that team because, and then I guess it just depends what they want to do with. Do you think 2 rucks is the way to go?
I think go, Nath. You say because I'm trying to think how to word this.
I was going to say maybe if there's no injuries, I don't know if you'd go Frampton as the second ruck, but with the injuries, probably not. You need him down back. So I don't know what they'll do with the ruck with McStay pinch hits like he's done. But then at least if McStay's pitch hit ruck, do we have at least Membry, West or / Buller up forward, one of the 2 talls. Jamie can play tall.
Yep.
It's just So I don't know what they're going to do in the ruck situation.
I had
sort of spill on that. He's gone.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the whole Mason Cox sort of debate, and maybe if we had kept him for another season, at least on a rookie deal or something like that, or even if they just kept him for another year and let him know, listen, you're not our first choice, but we've got you for insurance. I'm sure he would have stayed regardless if that was the case. But I'm looking at the game now, and I do think that we were exposed a little bit against GWS. I mean, they have genuinely been a fairly big, tall side when it comes to rucks and forwards and stuff. Like their history, they've always had that. So, I mean, it could just be one of those. I'm not going to use the word anomaly because we overkilled it last season in the opening round, but I just feel I don't want it to carry into the season. I was just looking at my first, my predicted side. I did it on Christmas Eve. And I think this would have been also around the time that Bobby was posting on the internet saying that, he's going to have a big season above. So I actually put him in the forward line. But I'm looking at this team now, and I still think it's a really good side. But I think with the injuries and stuff, and obviously the players that have played well, I do think that it's going to be tight for spots, even with a couple of players being 70% and not being 100. I think it's going to be pretty close to being a pretty full side, apart from the obvious, and potentially Howe. I don't really think we've got any major sort of injuries going through, as far as I'm aware.
No,
Quaina's
just
those Hannies, those small ones and stuff. I think it's just Howie now. That's
How's the only one that's not training?
Yeah. Guys, there is one quick topic I do want to bring up with you, and Swoop, I'll get your opinion first. The Josh Dacos experiment. The Josh Dacos potential going into the midfield. We've seen, and credit to yourself and to others who have, I could name 4 or 5 of them, but I got you here, so I'll talk about you, but the ones that have put stuff on the internet. And we can see that Josh is doing a lot of midfield work as opposed to defense, and you can see more Pendle's doing more training and sort of off that half-back role and stuff like that. I want to talk to you quickly about Josh. And then Nathan did say a name just before then while we were talking, and that's Houston. I want to know how this is going to work this season. I want to get your opinion on it, because my personal opinion is you've got to have Josh in the midfield. I want to see the 2 Dacos boys just wreaking havoc, just the brothers doing what they've got to do, and then give Houston the keys across the half-back line and say, this is your 2024 season, like that you had with Port Adelaide. Own the back line and do what you got to do. How have you seen the training, and where do you think Josh will play come opening round?
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, really, and I think it also coincides with Nick Dacos coming out and saying that he wants to, or they will rest him forward a lot more this year. So I think that also lets someone else into the midfield. That could be Bo as well for that speed. But throughout this preseason, Josh has probably done, the optimist in me wants to say 70-30 midfield defense, but it's more like 60-40, so 60 in the midfield, 40 in defense at the moment. And when they were doing intra-clubs or just match sim, it was just him and Pendles that were swapping through. They were the ones that were rotating. Like, do you remember a couple of years ago, I think it was 24, I want to say, where it was Jamie Elliott rotating through the middle a little bit? That's what it's kind of going to be like, where it's just those quick bursts and then coming through. From what I've been seeing, But I think he'll start off the half-back line and then be injected in. Like I've got him lined up in my opening round team in the middle. I think that'd be stupid not to. But I think they're going to start him off the half-back, but and then work his way into the mid. I think it's going to be horses for courses. But if he's an all-out midfielder without touching the half-back line, he's all-Australian, probably wins the Copeland, to be honest.
Yeah. I think he's... Nath, you reckon he's underrated in the competition because of the heights that Nick's obviously reaching at the moment?
Yep. I've always, although Nick's the little brother always gets left out, but I think it's Josh always gets left out. Don't get me wrong, Nick's a superstar. But Josh, there's a lot of times I thought, Josh doesn't get the recognition, or when Nick has had a great game, so is Josh, but Josh sometimes doesn't get the chocolates. I think it was one game, I don't know if it was the 2023 or the 2024 season, where I don't know if Nick polled 3 and Josh polled 2 votes, but it could have easily just been Josh.
Oh, that was
was it Melbourne? Game, Was it Melbourne game?
Yeah. Nick got the 3. Maybe Josh probably should have got the 3 in that game.
But wasn't it didn't they both get 40 disposals and kick 2 goals each or something like that?
Was that Queen's birthday 2023 that we lost by 4 points or something?
No, this was the final game that didn't really matter.
Oh, it was the final game.
Oh, okay. We had to win by 200 points and Carlton had to lose and Carlton lost, but we didn't win by 200 points.
Yeah.
Just on that too, and I said this to Nathan, I think in our first show we did of this last month, if they had the wild card round in 2024 and we finished 9th, Carlton would have finished 8th. We would have played Carlton in an elimination wildcard final at the MCG, most likely on a Friday night or a Thursday night. Imagine that.
I don't want to imagine it, to be honest.
We've been a couple of times now. We're looking at playing Carlton in a final series. In the 22, if we had a loss, it was us v Carlton in an elimination.
The week after, yeah.
It's been a few times.
And it's funny you should bring. Yeah, well, it's funny you should bring that up, man, because the other day I was at the Blue Abroad, our season opening sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a Carlton supporter, and he's like, we nearly met you guys in a grand final. I'm like, what are you talking about? When did you? He's like, we were up by. Don't you remember we were up by 5 goals to the Lions? I go, fuck, I forgot all about that.
I'm still thinking about 2022 when Elliot kicked the goal in 23.
But I forgot all about that. Brisbane, that the Blues were up by 5 goals. To the Lions.
They're like 20 or 25 inside 50s too.
It was nuts.
They had 8 or 9 goals in that first quarter, and you shouldn't say game over, but Brisbane would be pretty nervous and sweating.
Yeah, well,
I was watching that game. I was nervous. I said, I don't want to play Carlton in a grand final.
I remember I was going off to a party and I was watching it on my phone on the train. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. But I was
cutting up food for my son, and my oldest one, and I'm watching it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm sort of throwing stuff in the dishwasher. I'm getting angry and stuff because Carlton are 5 goals up. I think Cripps had kicked a goal or whatever. It was the start of the second quarter or something, and I'm like, you know that meme they have at the office where the guy's like, it's happening, oh my God, it's happening. Literally that was me, and I'm thinking I was getting nervous, and then obviously it didn't happen, thank God. But before we move on, I just want to say I think Carlton supporters talk more about 2023 than Collingwood supporters.
Yeah.
So
like Magpie Army Chronicles says, Blues talk about 2023 like it's their glory days, and that was their glory days.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Oh, he actually did say it too. I didn't even see that.
First game, didn't they?
What's that? Sorry.
They drew to Richmond in that first game, I think, round 1.
Yes. Yeah.
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
And then the first game of 23, they drew, but then they knocked the Cats off in round 2. So it was kind of that up and down. What kind of year were Carlton going to have? But then they knocked Geelong off the next week, and you thought, oh no, Carlton will be up all around the mark that year, and sure enough, they were. But I've had a few even Carlton supporters at work saying they were kind of grateful they got knocked off by Brisbane because they thought they were limping across the line that year. So I've had a few Carlton supporters say to me, they would have thought they'd be 40, 50 points down at halftime if we played them.
Yeah, that's just so they can say, we lost because we were injured. We lost because we were injured.
Yeah, I've just got a couple of I've got a couple of Carlton mates now messaging me. I can see it on my thing saying "shut up," and they're obviously watching the show.
It's all supporters that watch it.
Just a shout out to you all there. Don't worry, it's all good. Guys, moving on. Obviously, and I mean, Luke, you'll probably do a bit of a preview for this if you haven't already, and I'll do one probably obviously before Sunday. But moving on to this game against North Melbourne, I feel as if it's a very similar sort of concept to the GWS game in, whoever you play, you just want to get through unscathed. But I think with this game here, it is an official AFL, obviously sanctioned match, not match simulation or anything like that. So rules and stuff like that are pretty much spot on. They'll probably take an extended squad, maybe of a couple of extra players in anyway for a bit of rotation. This game here, I mean, what are you guys, Nath, I'll start with you. What are you hoping to see out of this game in particular? Is it very much like the GWS game, or are you wanting to see some real, I want to see something strong heading into opening round?
Yeah, I want to see some good form. Some younger kids sort of, shouldn't say young kids picking up form and whatever, but it'd be good to see like Cochrane take a little bit more control of the back line if he plays. I'm not sure if maybe they rest a few of the younger kids after the 34-degree day. But I think I saw I'd credit to her as well. She posts on a lot of the Collingwood pages. Annabelle Gigi's her name. And she gives a massive rundown of like who trained, who was absent, who was looking the goods. And I think she said she overheard someone, or whether it be one of the coaches, something about it might be only the under 30s that are playing. So whether they're resting a few of the older heads for opening round, but it'd be good. Yeah, it'd be good to see a few more kids play. Yeah, because that's who we'll need to start playing this season. If we get if Howie's calves, if they still play up throughout the year, then Reef needs minutes, Cochrane needs minutes. Does Jacob Ryan have to come in? Chew Jath, it'd be good to see some kids have a good run against North, and then just use that confidence and momentum.
What on that too? And I should have mentioned this before. I do apologize, but Luke, I really wanted to get your opinion. What did you think about Jacob Ryan's game against GWS? Did you? I was waiting for a bit of pizzazz. I was waiting for a bit of speed. I was waiting for a bit of dominance and stuff like that for him. I felt a little let down. He got a fair bit of the ball, but nothing really stood out, which was a bit of the alarm bell started ringing. I've been a big Jacob Ryan fan for, since he came to Collingwood, thinking this kid's going to burst on the speed. He just needs his time. But are we thinking this is maybe the Caleb Poulter 2.0 just didn't really work out, or what's the go there?
I think he's in the same boat as TJ, as Harry Di Mattia, and to a lesser extent, maybe Ed Allen at the moment, where, all contract years this year, they have to do something special. And unfortunately, it's not their fault, because any other team, that sort of needs a player like that, they're getting games. But Derek Hine drafted 1,000 halfback flankers. And then we go in and bring in Dan Houston. We chuck Josh Dacos on the halfback flank. So now, you got 2 All-Australians on the halfback flank. And, Jacob Ryan, I felt that too. I wanted him to do something special. And at training, he's actually probably, out of the young kids that don't really play, probably one of the best trainers. But he does go through more training sessions than not where you don't notice him too much. And sometimes it's okay to go unnoticed and just do your thing. But he has to do something really, really special in the VFL to be picked. I know he was dealing with, I think it was a calf issue last year or something.
Towards the back end, it was a leg issue towards it, and it pretty much ruled him out.
PJ, it was a hip and a quad or something.
Hopefully opportunity comes for them. But yeah, I feel bad. I feel sad for them. Because when you're winning, it's hard to get all these kids to play. And we've seen that. Parker and Ed Allen and fucking, whoever else it sort of may be.
And now we've got to think about too, Harvey Harrison's pretty much a shoe-in to
he's
get
ready to go. Anderson just comes in, he's ready to go. Rowan Steele plays half a season and he's ready to go.
And where does that leave players? And where does that leave players like a Lockie Sullivan, who played 14 games last season, was a key contributor to our team to get to where we were come to the backside of the year. the back end of the year, and we didn't. Obviously, he hurt his knee, and like you think to yourself, well, if players are coming back and stuff, would he have kept this spot as well? And he basically, was that De Goey sort of role while De Goey was out, like the speed for the midfield, the burst. I'm a little bit worried that we're going to, and Fly always chooses experience. Regardless of the side, I think he's always going to choose the most experienced team. And I think potentially over from the time that we won the flag till now, potentially it could, hurt us a little bit. But at the same time, I see us, if we're good enough with our strongest side, and I said this last week and on my videos, our best is top 4, and there's no ceiling on that. It can be even higher, top 2. But our worst is bottom 6. Really, when we play, and we're going to fall somewhere in the middle there, which is going to be interesting, I think, this season, regardless of what I think happens. But I'm really looking forward to this week. I think just the consistency of the boys, get through obviously unscathed. How much, and I've just seen this comment by Ben, which is pretty much what I was trying to say, but I'll put it to you guys. Percentage-wise, how much of the opening round team would you like to see play this weekend? Myself, if you've got a small niggle or you're not 100%, I'd rather you didn't play, because you're literally playing next week. It's not as if you've got a 2-week break or anything like that to go. Like, Luke, would you want to, what's the percentage of the team that you'd like to see play this week?
You make a good point there, and that's something else that's fucking pissed me off with the how we play opening round. Like, not even just us, but a bunch of teams play opening round, and then we've got a practice week the week after, while everyone else has sort of got a break. So we just keep rolling, which is silly. But you probably want to
going to buy like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
We get the continuity up and then stop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But anyway,
you probably want to see, because of that, you probably want to see 75% of the team playing. Yeah. If what Annabelle said, and it's not the over 30s, that's fine. We don't really need that over 30. We know what they're going to bring, but you need the defense. You need, if you're going to do, if last week was a bit moving magnets, you want to see, Josh, Dan, Maynard, Joel and Reef. If we're not going to have Jeremy and Darcy, you want to see how Joel, Reef and Billy Frampton work, because that's who's going to go up against fucking Marshall and TDK when he's there, and King if he's, or whatever, whatever they're going to bloody do. So you need about, I still think you need 75%. You need to roll into this game like it is round 1 and St Kilda's round 2, because they're so close.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to say 70 to 75%. Yeah. So that 25-30, those players, like maybe Pendlebury doesn't play, maybe Sidebottom doesn't play, Darcy Moore won't play, but I think he'll come in opening round. Jeremy Howe won't play, which I don't think they should roll the dice either with him on opening round, considering there's a bye-in, or just a bye 2 weeks after that Saints game. But it'd be good. Yeah, I think, 70, 75%. Whoever plays on Sunday plays opening round. And probably, as you said, just maybe those older bodies don't play. Pendlebury, Sidebottom, maybe not Crisp.
Yeah. Luke, are you heading up to the game on Sunday?
Yeah, I'll be in the Rat. So I'm gonna do the double. So I'm gonna go to the VFL in the morning, and then head over to Ballarat. What about you guys?
Oh, the life of no kids, and that's gross. I will be going. I'm taking my eldest and my mate Eli, who's actually the moderator right now, doing all the work behind the scenes, making sure everyone is behaved in the chat. He's driving us down. He's a avid North Melbourne supporter, which is good. Nath, you heading up?
Nah, I'm not heading up. No, not this. Yeah, bit harder with the 2 little ones, so not this week. But I'll be there opening round, which will be good. Can't wait.
Yeah,
it's not too far away now.
Just while we've got you both on, I ran a competition during the week on my Instagram page. Basically, I have 3 tickets to the game, which I am giving away. So the whole purpose of the post was to like the post, share the post, hit the follow button, and tag your mates. We had quite a few. Haven't picked a winner. There are winners there. I'm literally going to do, I don't know if any of you guys watch Spanion on YouTube when he does his giveaways and stuff like that. And he just clicks someone on his phone. But I'm literally just going to scroll up and down on the comments, and I'm going to click this one here. Okay, Composed Beauty. let me just click it here. So Composed Beauty. She does facials, spray tan, waxing, teeth whitening with a hint of mum life, health, fitness, and footy forever.
I know Composed Beauty.
With 2 black and white love hearts. For all inquiries, I'm not going to read her number out, but congratulations. You have won the 2 adult tickets and 1 child ticket to the Collingwood game on the weekend against North Melbourne. I will send you an inbox after this. If you are watching, comment. If not, it's fine. I will send you the tickets and stuff like that. I've got them on my phone. So congratulations there. That was fun. That's grouse. Now, we did our last social club show swoop in January. We actually did it on Australia Day, and that was a big success. Apart from the fact that I got an email saying that I was flagged for copywriting for the intro, so I have to redo that stuff there, which was a bit of a bummer. I think it was because I used Jerry Waitley's commentary when Elliot kicked the winning goal against Carlton and it got flagged. So anyway, so I messaged Nathan today and I apologise for that. But we obviously haven't spoken fully about the state of origin. I have on a couple of other shows and stuff like that, but I really want to get your guys' sort of perspective and stuff off it, because there's a lot of mixed opinions about it and how it moves forward next season, because it will. They've said that it will regardless. Nathan, what have you got?
I was very skeptical of it. So I didn't grow up with it. Like, grew up with the EJ Whitten game. The last sort of state of origin, it wasn't even in the state of origin, was the bushfire appeal game.
Oh, yeah.
That was the last game before crowds couldn't go for 2020. And that was a sellout at, I don't know if it was Marvel then, but that was a sellout game. I said, I'll wait for the bounce. And I said, I wonder what the tempo and the intensity will be like. We'll find out in the first minute. But I think we found out in the first 30 seconds that these blokes were fair income. They wanted to play. And it was exciting to watch. The only kind of damper where it felt dragged out was the Wiedering injury. I swear I looked at the time and I'm like, it was like 9:30, and it was the start of the second quarter. It kind of felt dragged out in that sense, only because of the injury. But I'm all after seeing it and all the talent. It has to come. I think, as you said, they've already confirmed it will come back next year. But I think a winner stays on will be good. So whether it's Vic versus South Australia next year,
I'd like to see, and that was my next one. That was the part that I was going to lead on to the next question there for you, Nathan. But do you, like, when the winner stays on, I would love to see us go to Adelaide Oval. Now, I know that if Victoria was to play South Australia at the MCG in February, after the cricket's finished, after the Big Bash is done, or that whole summer of sport's done, and they were to put a game sort of the back end of February and it was a representative game, you get 80,000 people at the MCG. I don't think you'd sell it out because it's just too big of a stadium for that, and you got to build it back up again. But if you were to play South Australia versus Victoria at the Adelaide Oval, I think that would be the biggest crowd, and there would be a lockout at Adelaide Oval. Luke, what are your thoughts on that sort of side of things if we do play against South Australia?
I think it's a no-brainer. I kind of want to. I thought it was just like there was a point when I was watching the State of Origin. There was a point, I think I tweeted it, where I was just watching, and you go to yourself, fuck, this is like the best of the best. Like, it kind of hits you across the face. And I felt the same way watching Nick in a jersey that's not Collingwood. I just had more of an appreciation. Like, you just sort of forget that he plays for your team because you're seeing Butters kick to Bailey and Gawn tapping to, God knows whoever. Then you see Nick come across and he's playing. Oh, that was a good kick. He's like, oh shit, no, that was Nick. Like, you don't realize it, which was awesome. Like, I love that. But I agree. It's winner stays on. But I would love to see like some sort of round robin. Maybe it's, I don't know how they would do it, but you could almost do, if they wanted to promote Tassie, have a Tassie team as well, and make it a State of Origin weekend where it's, I was going to say Collingwood versus Western Australia, far out. Victoria versus Western Australia, South Australia versus Tasmania, and then the winners play each other.
So like a New South Wales / ACT or something. So like a Tom.
Yeah, and then like that could be the Allies or something, or I think there's a lot of potential for a lot of different teams. But I do like the winner stays on mentality.
I think while you got the three big boys in it at the moment, and you're still trying to develop the Tassie, the Queensland, the New South Wales side of things, because I think I saw an article on I think it was Zero Hanger or something, and it had like the actual pool of players that you're able to select from, and obviously the Victorian players was like 700 or whatever it was, 500 or something, and then it went all the way down to Queensland and New South Wales, and I think Queensland had just enough for one side, with like 2 subs or 2 emergencies or whatever. And New South Wales was the same, but those players were, most of them were academy players, and they were young players playing in the VFL and stuff like that too. So if you had them play up against Victoria, it would be like playing FIFA with Real Madrid or Barcelona on beginner mode, and you're just walking the ball through. And that's no disrespect. That's just the level is different. And it would be the same if South Australia played against them like that too. So I think for now, the 3 winner stays on would work. If you were able to scrounge up an Allies team, I think the only question then is, do the players want to play for the jumper? Because it doesn't represent where they're from. It represents where they're from. I think that's the part.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
So now that that's done, State of Origin's finished. Just before we leave too, on the State of Origin part, I was going to ask, and both of you give me just one name. Who was the player for Victoria that you loved cheering on that wasn't a Collingwood player, which obviously was only Nick you could talk about, but who was the one player that you were just watching and you just loved it because you were supporting him?
Butters.
Yes, just say Zach Butters. Did
Yeah.
anyone else see that article? I think it was 7 News Perth. One of the journos come out and said Nick and Zach all throughout the whole thing. Breakfast together, coffee together,
and they're still going, but they're still, they're still talking. They've still got the relationship.
Look at the team huddles; they're like laughing at each other at quarter time, and like if that didn't get Collingwood supporters excited, not saying he's coming, but sure that's some sort of glimmer of hope. Like as I texted you the other day, Andreas, I gave you like 6 or 7 dot points about why you should come to Collingwood.
Yeah, it was it was good because I'm just reading it and I'm like, I was in my car or whatever and I'm reading it and I'm just like, oh, yeah. And then I think I responded with you too. And I'm just like, but he was a Bulldog supporter growing up. And there's that romantic sort of.
Pendles was a Melbourne supporter. Right.
And Bruzzy was a Carlton supporter. Anyway, I think for mine, like obviously was Zach Butters, just the link up he had with us, and then the link up he had with even Bontempelli was sensational. But geez, I think that like Tom Stewart in defense, like when he was getting you had Nick and Butters getting the ball and feeding it off, and he was streaming from the half back, and he was just lacing out guys on the wing, bursting through the middle. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, can you imagine if he was in a Collingwood jumper? Like imagine having Tom Stewart in your defense right now. I mean, and like you could say like the same for Wiedering, like you could say the same for like a Harris Andrews, these type of players like that we are screaming. I know we've got Darcy Moore, we've got Dan Houston, Josh Dacos, we've got Isaac Quainer. We've got some really good defenders, premiership winning defenders there, but we're just screaming for that one more defender, that big bodied defender that can play on the ground, that can play the on ball on the ground, in the packs, and someone who can intercept and someone who can just control the whole thing. I think we're screaming for one more. And I was looking at it thinking, I know we're going to go all in for Butters. I know we're going to go all in for King. We're probably going to go all in for Bailey. We're going to try and get 2 of the 3, maybe even 3, or maybe even just 1. But geez, if there was a defender that's coming out, like you've got to make that literally priority. I would think number 2. In the whole picking order of things. I don't think he is. I don't think there is any.
Any big name defenders. I don't know who's out of contract.
We would have known by now.
I'm looking at the free agents now. There's not really literally there's not anyone that you would sort of any defenders, which is a shame. But that's just free agents. Who knows? I don't know who's out of contract or not. But damn, what a spew. But yeah, you're right, Andreas. 100%.
I like the way he was just controlling the game and free flowing out of defense, and maybe it opened up a little bit because Wiedering was out and he got really into it as the game went on and stuff like that. But I just think that that's the type of player that every club can say it, but just looking at the structure of us right now, he's probably that type of player in defence that we need, that could literally take us from being anywhere between 4th and 7th to smack bang 1st or 2nd, and effectively holding that lead against Brisbane in a prelim final. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and it kind of gives you a big what if as well. Like, what if he played in that grand final against the Cats? Probably wouldn't have been that much of a, obviously it wouldn't have turned the needle too much, but it wouldn't have been a blowout, especially
swings
after
and
half-time.
roundabouts,
Yeah.
momentum, little tiny
Exactly.
things throughout the game change the ripple effect of what happens here. If there's not a goal scored, doesn't go back in the middle, they bring it out, like the whole situation changes.
Yeah.
Not saying that Geelong would have won, because I still think Brisbane were the best team by far. But I'm telling you, and me and you said this to each other in a video that we did pre-Christmas on your channel, that if we had made the grand final and played against that Geelong team, I think we would have spanked them. I think we would have done what Brisbane did to them, maybe not by as much, but definitely ran over them towards the end of the game, and put our foot to the throat. So before that you go, you've been on for a little bit longer than I asked you to, so I genuinely thank you so much for jumping on. Any sort of feelings or little bits of opinions or headlines that you got leading into the opening round, not so much against North Melbourne, but just like over the preseason? Is there anything that has stood out to you the most going into where we are now?
I think the one thing I want to bring up that you mentioned a little bit earlier about Lockie Sullivan is that he has trained predominantly, and actually not even predominantly, just all summer as a forward. So as a forward pocket, as a deep forward. So there looks like to be a role switch for him. I think that's because, Josh going through the middle, Bo going through the middle, no Bobby. And they've been using him a lot up forward, like finding him. He's a good, insanely good kick for goal. But I think the biggest thing is that we're going to see Rowan Steele take over Steele side bottom this season. Guaranteed. He is just, he's a young side bottom. He is exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. Hard trainer. He's got a AFL preseason under his belt now. I really do think that this year is, is the passing of the baton year, where we see some of these kids. Like it really reminds me of 2010, where at the start we had Lockyer, Aubrey, Medhurst, fucking whoever else it was that was in that side.
Josh Fraser.
And now,
Cameron
and now
Wood,
and then at the end it was
players.
Wellingham, fucking Beams, Sidey, 19-year-old side bottom, Goldsack. We won a flag with these guys, and they went.
Blair was 18 years old, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, well, that's a massive story. That one. Yeah. No, I think it is too. Do you think? Sorry, I mean, this is what I mean. We could just talk about this stuff for hours. That you say the passing of the bat and stuff like that in regards to still side bottom, and I 90% agree with you on this. I do think that his position, especially on the wing or on the flanks, is questionable as the season goes, and that's just to maintain the legs. If he produces some of the stuff he did last season, then he's, in my opinion, right here next to Scott Pendlebury as the greatest Collingwood players of all time. I think that's a grouse video that we can do sort of towards the end of the season, depending on what these guys, if they finish off or keep going. But when you say passing of the baton, are you thinking that it'll be taking over Steele side bottom and he doesn't get into the team, or taking over Steele side bottom and he is now playing as a forward pocket or something like that?
Yeah, I think not so much. It's hard. Like, yes, I think that he will be Steele's successor. I think in the sense of passing over the baton this year, it's pretty much it'll be him and because they're fucking both Steele. It'll be him and side bottom together, and at the end, I think Sidey gives him the sort of keys, unless Ed Allen comes through, or Patrick Lipinski, who's been training on the wing, has a really good wing season, and then we see Rowan push out Sidey a little bit if Sidey does get a little bit heavier legs through the middle. But I think it might be just Rowan and Steele, and then this might be Steele's last year. I still think Pendlebury plays next year.
See, I think the opposite.
Will push 400.
Yeah, that's it.
It depends on his year.
Yeah.
He needs 2 more years, doesn't he?
Yeah, what do you? Because he played 350 against the Hawks. So yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
needs 2.5
missed-
years.
He
Yeah.
missed like 6 games after he did it. He's jarred his
Yeah.
knee.
350, 354 he's played. Yeah.
So he needs 2 full seasons with finals.
Yep.
Ugh.
No injuries. Yep.
Yeah. He probably just fall a little bit short. My opinion, I think Pendles and Howe call it quits this season. After this season, I think Steele's the one that goes one more, but that's just from now. Like it could change 3-4 weeks into the season, and you see the way the kids are playing and the way the older boys are playing and stuff. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
Howe's a definite, especially
I
after
think so.
The 2 calves in the preseason. Like the writing,
think so.
I love Howie. Don't get me wrong, but the writing's on the wall for him. But for the poor bloke,
I'd love to see Howe be the insurance, not the dependent, if that makes sense. I'd love to see somebody else in the back line really take ownership of the position, and
like
he doesn't play.
Reeve spot. Reeve comes in opening round.
Yeah.
Provided he's done the work with his ACL.
Yeah. Well, just as an example, let's say he's fine, and then Jeremy Howe becomes that insurance player that we could bring in, and he might only play 10 games of the season. But yeah, I think Soup's just dropped out, but that's fine. I was going to sort of finish it up in a second anyway. So we will thank him for obviously jumping on and giving us his time, which was also he's jumped back in. Hang on a second. Here he goes. He's back.
Sorry, my bloody Safari updated on me. So
that's okay.
I was fucking have to reopen it all.
No, that's okay. I was just saying, like, you've spent so much time with us today, which I asked you, like, 10 to 15 minutes or whatever, and you spent like 40 minutes with us, man. So I do want to say thanks for coming. I know you got a massive schedule lined up throughout the season. I don't need to tell anybody to follow you because the 40 people that are watching right now, I'm sure they already do. So just give us, before you leave, what have you got in store, the stuff that you can tell us that you've got in store for us this season on your channel? Give a bit of a pump up.
I'm dropping a video. We'll play on Sunday. It'll be after Sunday, so probably Monday or Tuesday. With a bunch of Collingwood content creators doing their predictions. You are on it, my good sir, which is going to be really fun. There's probably 6 or 7, and hopefully I've messaged everyone off the top of my head that should be on there. So that'll be fun. So I'm getting videos coming through. So that'll drop early next week. And I guess a bit of an exclusive on the social club is that I am I should be, before the opening round or the week of opening round, I'll be chatting with Barry Carp again. So that'll be fun.
Good interview. Good interview. I really enjoyed your one with him last season. I mean, there were so many different types of, topics that were brought up. And I think one of them, which I actually spoke to you about at training, was the jumpers. And I know, like it was like, the black and white stripes of preseason kids, and there's so many like Collingwood supporters, that are higher up in the supporter land of Collingwood that are very traditional and don't want anything to change. But there's also that progressive sort of movement where keep our black and white stripes, but for the occasions and stuff like that.
Give us a bit of fun.
Give us a bit of fun. Throw it, just change it up a little bit, 100%. But really looking forward to that. It'd be good to do a bit of a cross comparison too with the answers last year with potential.
Literally, that's half of my idea of the video is going to be that. There we go. Luke, thank you so much for joining. You have a good night. I will see you,
Luke. Cheers, mate.
In Ballarat. And,
I'll see you guys in Ballarat. Well, Nathan, I'll see you at a game surely. But thank you for having me on, guys.
One day from you for away games, so I'll pop over and say.
Oh, do you? Even better.
I'm M30 or M31, I think.
Oh, there we go. Well, I'll see you at the St Kilda game then.
The Saints game. Yep.
Done, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, thanks, Luke. Cheers, buddy. Thank you so much for joining.
Cheers, mate.
All right. Well, that was good. So we've gone through quite a bit on the channel tonight. Now, I did want to sort of get your opinion, Nathan.
Yeah.
Nike. And I know people are talking about other stuff in the chat, and we're obviously talking away and stuff like that, and about players and God knows what. But
I can't see the chat. I don't know what's been said.
So our kit for 2026. Now, they've dropped merch and stuff like that, and we speak about this quite a bit. They haven't released the images on the website of the 2026 home and away Guernsey. We've seen the home Guernsey on photos, the interviews. It's exactly the same. The only difference is the Emirates logo at the front is obviously a bit more narrower, sort of suits the thing. It's giving me 2016 vibes with the Star Athletic kit a little bit, the stripes and that, but that's fine. The away kit, we've seen a photo of the go where the away kit very similar, to our 2023 away kit. I think it's just the collar, the black up the top is a little bit.
I don't know how you picked it on both jerseys. I looked at them and I said, "What's the difference?" Like,
I'm weird like this. This is just.
I didn't pick up the difference.
Full enough mode. I can pick up the stitching, the pattern, everything on it.
Yeah. The
stitching of the collar has like one sort of off stitch that is horizontal to the V. It's just little tiny intricate details.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a nuffy like this. The problem that I've got though is we haven't released it, and you've got clubs that have released their jumpers and stuff like that. Did you see? There's two parts of this I want to talk to you about. Did you see Essendon released their Anzac Day kit for 2026?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay.
Have we even got a glimpse of what ours looks like?
No. But what I'm going to do is now here, I'm going to do this for everybody. My point also too is we haven't even released our home and away kit yet.
Yep.
Essendon have come out, and I'm just looking for it now, so bear with me. I know this is that awkward time when you're trying to find something on the internet, blah, 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 whatever.
We haven't even released the hoodies for the year yet. Well, not that I've seen.
Why can't I find it? It was literally on their website. So basically what it is...
Must have been an accidental leak.
No, it wasn't. Essendon actually posted it.
Yep.
It was a World War II bomber, actual jet bomber, diagonal on the thing. And it had... I'm just going to go on their website, Essendon Football Club. Sorry, guys. I know people are a thing, but I know a few people have dropped off. But I just want to show you this because already we've got people commenting here saying Essendon's one is sick. Essendon had the best Anzac Day design ever. Now, I am a proper Collingwood enthusiast about everything. And this comment here by Mello's spot on. What about the logo being so small on the Collingwood polo shirts? I think they just did that simply for the sake of having to change it up because it would have been exactly the same.
I didn't notice it. I'll have to have a look. I've got the vest and the polo for this year. I'm going to have a quick look at the polo after this.
Yeah, the polo for 2026, the magpie is like tiny.
Yeah, so this is the long, so I think it's a 2025 long sleeve polo.
I don't know why it's so hard to find this thing. I think because I'm on a shop, I'm on another club's website, and you just like it's just weird. Okay, new era Guernseys. Hang on, they better fucking have it here because they dropped it online. Oh, they haven't put it on. I can't even find it on Google. Do yourselves a favor because this is just now eating up into time. Sorry, guys. Let me just find
it. Their best design, 2021.
I think 2021, our black design was the best one, and then in 22, the day that Ginnivan took the piss, it was the same jumper, but it was reversed. It was the white base. The problem with the 2021 design, though, I think, was the fact that we played against Essendon and they had the black base as well. I can't find it. I don't know. 2026 Anzac Day jersey. It says here, the Essendon Bombers Guernsey, this commemorative jersey pays tribute to Keith Roll's service and features design inspired by the Bristol Beaufighter and aircraft tested by this unit. And then, not only that, what they have on it is they have the names of all the Essendon players that I think served in the wars. I've got a picture here of Andy McGrath. Let me see if I can... It's not the greatest. It's a bit... But it's froth. Like, if I wasn't a Collingwood or an Essendon supporter and I was just a football fan from another club, I'd be tempted just to buy this for the sake of having it. It's that good.
Yep.
Like, it is. I'll put it out there. If Collingwood and Essendon draw this Anzac Day,
Yep.
I will buy both the kits just to have it. Let me share the screen. What's this one? Balls and bumpers. Hopefully that's not anything else I shouldn't be sharing. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's obviously the wings of the plane, and then it's got the propellers and stuff. But then on here, it's got all the names of the Essendon players that were obviously. I can't seem to. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Ah, nice.
Like I think, and like with them wearing the black shorts, I genuinely think that we have to wear the white base with the white shorts if they're going to wear black shorts. But then again, if they wore that with white shorts and we wore a white base with black shorts like we did last season, I think that would be the thing. Bet time. If we draw this year, I'll buy them for you. You contribute enough to the page. Thank you very much. And then you've got this comment here, and I think this is obviously Tom's talking about the Collingwood stuff here. It says all the jumpers and merch quality is fairly poor. I'm not so certain the Collingwood quality of Nike is poor. Do you reckon it's poor quality? I think the quality is fine. I just think it's just so limited.
Funny that comment. We won the flag 23. They released the Premier's polo. And the next day, I went online, bought it. It came out. I actually returned it. I thought it looked like shit. I held it up to the window and it was see-through. So I actually returned that Premier's polo. I even said to the club, I said, looks shit. Like, it looks cheap. I don't know if it was rushed.
No, so the Premier's polo
is that a Nike?
No, it's an AFL generic cotton made in Bangladesh, right?
Yeah.
And all the Premiership merchandise that the AFL releases are all generic base ones. They're not actually like Nike or, Adidas, Puma, New Balance or whatever it is. It's not like that. But the quality is obviously a lot less.
I've got the black and white Premier's hats. They're both good. But just the polo, I know. I come in the mail. I literally sent it back. Got my money back, and I bought the 2024 media polo.
So the Nike stuff is always genuinely pretty good, but I find that it's just it's so restricted. And Ben's dropped a really good comment here, and this burns me because after we won the grand final in 2010, we backed it up with another fantastic Adidas design, albeit minus the Collingwood logo on the top of the thing for 2011, and it had the gold thing. I've actually got one of the jumpers, and it's actually signed by Andrew Cracker, believe it or not.
Yeah, I got the 2011. I got a Clash Guernsey and a home one with the gold logo.
Yeah, I got the gold logo one signed by Andrew Cracker, so that's in the thing. It's not coming out ever. I'm never getting rid of that one. Yeah, that's mine. Ben's popped it up here. 2024 was a bit of a stuff around with jumpers too. The add-on gold Premiership logo, etc. It just wasn't able to. So that gold logo for 2024
it was stitched on as an after.
I've got it up here. I'm not going to take it down because I have to climb on the couch and my wife's asleep. And if I can drop anything or roll my ankle, then she'll kill me.
Yeah.
But the actual gold logo is an iron-on patch. So if you turn the Collingwood jumper inside out, I know this is pointless information, but this is just what you would talk about in a social club with beers with your mates and stuff like that. This is exactly what you talk about. If you turn that top inside out, you can actually see the normal AFL logo.
The blue logo. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if you were to get the year 2000 or 1999 Emirates Collingwood home top and turn it inside out, you'll have the Vital sponsor on the inside.
I remember that release come out, and they'd said Nike had made all the Guernseys prior to the grand final for release in 2024. And I've bought a Guernsey in years, but knowing that didn't have the gold embroidered on it,
it wasn't. It's a plastic.
Yeah,
it's like it's like a rubbery sort of material.
I think the actual
You know,
players
the
was
players
the
ones, you're thinking,
Yeah.
I was just about to say, the actual
Yeah.
players ones were officially printed on.
Yep.
Right. And they made a release of the swooping magpie one with the
Yep.
gold logo on it as well, which I don't
Yep.
have that. I've only got the normal one. But I just think to myself, like, we waited 13 years for a flag. I want to see the gold thing. I get the players are wearing it, but I want to rock it.
Yeah, I know you want it too. Yeah.
I've got this thing that I feel like my mum stitched on the jumper. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it was a little bit disappointing. And
I feel like they missed a beat with the polos too that year. They could have had this is 25, but they could have had like a premiership another 2023 premiership thing embroidered on the polos. Like,
well,
I reckon that would be more incentive for people.
The training in 24, the training gear and stuff like that, all the Nike stuff had a gold tick. That was because we won the flag.
Yep.
But I'm just thinking, I did think that we sort of missed a massive opportunity for the
more
club to make
incentive
so much money.
Yeah. Yep. I bought a polo anyway because I needed a new one.
Yeah.
But like, how cool would it have been if it had a premiership pin on top? It doesn't have a gold logo because mine's white.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like, yeah, you're right. They missed a good chance. More incentive for people to buy it.
So the Nike contract does finish. The Nike contract does finish at the end of, I think it is this season. Yep. So 2020, the COVID year, we were with ISC because we beat West Coast over in the elimination final and we got slapped by Geelong, and that was a 2010 tribute top.
True. Yeah, I had that.
So then we signed a 7-year deal. So I'm guessing we've got Nike up until the end of the 2027 season. So the end of next season.
It started in 21.
So the start of 28 is going to be. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was a 7-year contract. If I got you know what? I got Bozza in the chat. Bozza is my chat GPT here. So Bozza and Sean from Ultimate Greatness is there as well. If you know that, can you please drop it? But I just think that, and going back to the start of this topic, Essendon have already released their Anzac Day kit. We are still selling last year's Anzac Day kit for $60, last year's Indigenous top for $60, the away kit for $60, the home kit for $60. If you are in your right mind as a Collingwood supporter and are waiting for the new top, don't. Go on the website and buy last year's. They are exactly the same. It's just the Emirates logo, the red on the Emirates logo is a little bit thinner. That's it. There's no difference. That's why I didn't
buy the polo last year. I think it was no different than the 2024 one. So I bought one this year.
No, the 2024 one, the Fly Emirates logo was black with white Emirates Fly Better. 2025, they went back to the 2023 and 22 design and had it as a red and red. They didn't like the red KFC and the red Emirates clashing like on your top now. But they did that. So, I mean, this is just the nuffy coming out of me and like how I can pick all those little things. But the question I'm going to pop to you, Nathan, before we finish up tonight is, what was the best jumper manufacturer that we've had, the best apparel partner that we've had? And give me the top, give me the year. I don't care if it's a clash kit, home kit, away kit, pajamas, whatever it is. Tell me, what was your favorite?
I've got the 2011 Clash Guernsey, so it'd be Adidas. That I think's that's my favorite one. I think it's got the blue. Sorry,
was it you said 2012?
Nah, 2011 Clash. It's got the blue logo. CG. It's got the gold logo, blue CGU logo. I think it's got the. I can't remember the 2011 design, but I think 2010 had the curved neck. I still think, I've actually got a 2007. I've got a Paul Medhurst 2007, number 7 on the back. It's got Wizard on the other side. Can't remember who made him in 07. Might have been Adidas again.
No, Adidas started in 99 or 98, I think it was. We went from Puma to Adidas.
Yeah. So that was Adidas back then.
It was Puma Seacom, and then it went to Adidas. I'm pretty sure Adidas was in 98 or 99 it started. Yep. And then we had them, and then 2000 it swapped over the the actual colours, the base swapped over, and we've pretty much evolved since then. I think the one that you're talking about is the 2011 clash against North Melbourne, where it was a black base top and had 2 white stripes on the side. Is that correct?
Nah, it's full. I'll send you a photo, and then But I saw that photo during the week. Actually, it was a picture of Chris.
I think Swoop
That was
posted
Swoop
on
right,
his,
yeah.
on his one. Yeah,
I think it was
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Tarrant. I said that was a mad Guernsey, that one.
Yeah, I think my favourite of all time. I mean, Mello here in the comments. You can't go past the barcode jumper. I think that's probably
Is that a 2000 Wizard Cup or something?
Keep going, bro. I'm about to show my age for you now. That's a 1996, 1997 preseason jumper.
I was 2.
And this was my favourite. And I had it, and my mum threw it out when I was like cleaning up one day. Mum just got it and piffed it. But the problem that I had, that jumper that I had, it was the 96 version, and it had the centenary AFL logo on it. So you knew that it was from 1996, and they only made a selected thing. And then when you see like the 97 ones go up on eBay and stuff like that, the minimum you're paying is $500 at the moment for a barcode.
See what Footy Fines has got. I saw
Footy Fines has got them. And
I've met him a few times.
DM for offers.
Yeah,
it's DM for offers, and that top's like sitting at about on his one closer to the $1,000 mark. And so be it. It's a limited edition, and I think if Collingwood, and that's a Puma top, it's a Puma design. If Collingwood was to obviously go back to Puma at one stage, there is a possibility, and it's the same thing with obviously the Swooping Magpie. The original one was an Adidas design. The remake that we've got now is a Nike design. So obviously the designs cancel out with who you've got. Like ISE would have had to ask permission from Adidas to create a throwback to the 2010 version, because inside the 2020 top, where the collar was at the back, it actually had a photo of the whole team wearing Adidas tops.
Oh, true.
It was their team photo. So you had to obviously do a collab and ask for permission for that too. So it's going to be interesting. I would like us to see go back to Adidas after the Nike sort of contract runs out. But I think we'll probably go to Puma. I think that's the safest bet. And it's only because they've got Puma is an AFL brand. I think Puma's established itself as in Australian football.
Is that some intel, or is that just a hunch?
It's a bit of a hunch. It's a bit of a hunch that only, and like Adidas went away, and this is known around the world. Adidas went away from niche sports. They went away from rugby league. They went away from rugby union. They went away from the AFL. Hawthorn were the ones sponsored by Adidas last year. It was Collingwood, Essendon, Adelaide, Hawthorn was sponsored by Adidas, and then slowly they started in the 2010s and 2020s. They started leaving, and then ISC sort of took over that, and you saw the Adidas guys go to ISC or whatever. But I just think that the Puma, if you look at the stuff that Richmond have got and the quantity of it, the stuff that Carlton's got and the quantity of it, now with Essendon, they are the AFL brands. That is the AFL brand, I think. And also to Adidas have only just gotten back into the NRL market. You should look at the Sydney Roosters kits and their designs. It's unbelievable. And if they're trying to get back into niche sports, if I was Collingwood, I'd be like, give us that. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was my favorite one. I've got a comment here by Boz is saying, what about Under Armour? I don't know. I feel like when I see Under Armour.
Is that all NBA?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose Nike probably is.
It's more of a training gear more than anything, I would have thought. I mean, but yeah. All right, Nathan, have you got anything else for us before we finish up today? I mean, this chat's been peaking the whole time, and we've just rambled on about kit designs and stuff now, but I could seriously talk here and talk rubbish for fucking God knows how long. But
you got anything else? Bring up, if we had like 4 or 5 players who would be on the cusp of these, I got 4 or 5 names. if we've got time,
Yeah, go.
these 5 are out of contract and probably need one other asterisk because I actually like him and I think he probably gives another go, and that's Lockie Sullivan. He's out of contract this year. I think he'll get another go depending on what happens. The other one we spoke about earlier was Jacob Ryan. I think he's out of contract this year. He probably needs to, whether he steps up his VFL. He's played one game. Poor kid, he got concussed against Brizzy back in 23. Hasn't played since. So I'm hoping Jacob Ryan, the game, proves what he can do. I think Ed Allen's another one. He's out of contract this year. He needs to solidify him spot in the midfield.
Sorry, you just broke up then. I was moving the mic and I just missed the name you said then. That was
Ed Allen?
Yep.
Yep. I think Ed Allen, he needs to solidify him spot in the midfield. I know that's going to be hard now with Josh moving through. And I was actually going to ask Luke when he was on before how Ned Long's looking. There's plenty of photos and he looks big, he's bulky, but how he's moving and but that's another one for Ed Allen. It'd be hard for him to get in with Ned Long there. Noah Howes, a bit harsh on him because I know he only come to the club last year, but he's out of contract. Hopefully he strings a few good games in the VFL. And the last one, Ilaru Smith. I think they're trying him now as a defender. But yeah, hopefully, depending on what happens.
So going over your names, you got Sullivan, Ryan, Allen, Long, Howes, and Smith.
No, not Long. Sorry.
Okay, Long's not out of contract. He re-signed.
No, Long. Hopefully, Long's with us for 10 years.
Mate, I just had a fucking nervous breakdown inside when you said his name. I'm like, did I not?
No, sorry, I meant if
signed
Ed Allen's to get a game with Long.
Doing?
I don't know how Ed Allen's going to get a game. Ned Long doing what he's doing.
Especially too with Anderson coming in too. Yeah. That's going to throw everything. And if Josh does get more midfield time and doesn't put off the half back, then that's pretty much the reason why Tom Mitchell's not in the black and white jumper this year. Mate, Sullivan, Ryan, Allen, Howes, Smith.
Yeah, my 5. But I've got an asterisk next to Sullivan, so I think he'll be fine.
I think Sullivan gets one more year,
regardless,
because of the retirements and stuff, and you need that insurance. I think you give him one more year. He hurt his knee. He was able to re-sign, blah, blah, blah. Let him play this season. If you're going to re-sign players like Reef, I think Sullivan deserves to have one more year signed up as well. And I think he's a bit of a secret weapon too, because if we weren't to get a Butters, if we weren't to get somebody, you could just get this guy who's within your club and just build him up to be as best as what he possibly can. I mean, who knows? He could be Dane Swan 2.0 if you just give him the time and the effort. You know what I mean? Just his burst of speed and stuff. And just relax the people who are watching. I'm not comparing him to Dane Swan. It's just that
Ned Long will be our Dane Swan
player thing. Yes, he will. And that's why when you said Ned Long contract, I was
I love Ned. I'm hoping he's at Collingwood for 10 more years.
Yeah. The next one you've got is Jacob Ryan. I think Jacob Ryan's gone. I think he's done.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think if we're going to delist players like Oleg Markov, who I think would have been good again for insurance for insurance this season. I don't know but at the same time, Fly loves defenders, so who knows? Ed Allen is the most frustrating footballer that I think Collingwood's had on their list for the past 10 years.
What was he, pick 16 at the end of 2020? Yeah, would have been at the end of 22 because he was celebrating with the boys on the field in 23.
Yeah. So
6'4", big boy.
I think
he might prove us all wrong this year.
I think you give him one more based on before the season starts. You give him one more, but if he has a flop of a season,
as in give him one more next year or his last chance this year?
No, so his last chance this year. If he does all right, give him one more.
I
wouldn't re-sign him straight away. I'd wait to see how he goes, or I would re-sign him for 2 and then potentially use it as trade bait. If someone like a Bobby Hill's going to go back to WA, you could tie it in, and it's a contracted player. You can get a pick out of it. We've got some Ed Allen fans in the chat here, and Mick Sacker's just Ed Allen breakout year coming up. I hope he's right.
Don't get me wrong, I hope so.
Noah Howes, one more year, good size and stuff like that. So you want to see, I think he gets one more year. I think you just want to see how he goes. And Ilaru Smith, I think I wouldn't sign him. I'm happy to stick with Steen. You've got Frampton and McStay in the ruck and defence and stuff like that. And then
McCarthy's coming through. I know he's a key forward, but still some height. If he doesn't work forward, you can always swing him back like Darcy Moore.
100%. Nathan, that was fantastic. guys, thank you so much for joining the Social Club tonight on the Black and White United YouTube channel. We will be back next month with another episode. The season will start. We will have so much more to talk about, and that'll probably be a 2-hour episode. But thank you so much to everyone in the chat who joined in. Eli for moderating at the back. Thank you very much to Swoop who joined in. And that'll be the last time we ever give Essendon a decent plug on this show. Nath, thank you so much for joining, mate. Appreciate it. Guys, thank you.
Good one. Thanks everyone tuning in.
As always, guys, go the Pies.
Go Pies.